welcome back to another Top Talks.
Woo!
Today, we're going to talk about what we mentioned from last
Ice baby.
Ice Baby,
Ice
but
Baby.
the ice raids.
Ooh, okay.
Let's talk about that. Stand by.
Top Talks.
And
Yo.
welcome back. It's your man Mario with my boy Rogelio and Randy. Together again. Mr.
So the 6-shooter. There you go. There you go.
Scary. Ooh. So today I'd like to talk about what happened 4 or 5 days ago in Los Angeles. So apparently there's been a lot of ice raids that's happening in the past few days.
Right.
Yeah.
And there was an organized protest that was conducted that went awry. And then President Trump saw the escalation of force, ordered the National Guard to be activated. And then he activated 5,000 Marines or 2,000 Marines.
I don't know
Something
how many.
like that.
I don't know.
But he activated them. So he federalized the National Guard.
Okay.
And the question that I keep hearing is, was he in the right? You know, why are we, kicking out illegal immigrants? It's kind of like a misnomer. Like,
Is that a question?
Wait.
From people? Or?
yeah, people. So that's the protest.
Okay.
The protest
The protest is for like
Yeah, 'cause I don't
the
know. I
ice
haven't
raids.
read it.
They
The
don't-
ice raids,
The
okay.
ice raids.
So they
So
protesting
they don't
on why?
agree. Yeah, they don't agree with taking out all these hardworking illegal aliens.
So the protest against enforcing the law.
Pretty much.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the timeline goes, I guess, early in the week, early in the morning.
Yeah.
A peaceful protest. Then it got bad.
Towards
And-
the night.
Towards the night, and then they start throwing rocks at the police, Molotov cocktails,
Yeah.
and looting happens.
Oh my goodness.
And then you'll see people
Yeah,
like
yeah.
waving.
Did
the
that happen
Mexican flag.
recently too? A couple years ago? Before COVID? Before was that? Remember in
The-
Seattle and
the-
looting?
The Black Lives Matter.
That's for
protest.
Someone died, right?
Floyd.
Floyd.
Oh,
yeah.
good. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Basically. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I just want to ask you guys what your thoughts about that situation.
Thoughts
Ooh.
about the protest itself.
You have video?
Well, the whole situation, the ICE thing, the
Yeah.
illegal immigrants.
I think we had this topic way back, right? A couple months ago.
What's
when we
the
just-
law?
Yeah, law is something you follow. Right?
I know, but what's the law with immigration?
You need to be legal.
How do you...
Paperwork, go
Okay.
due process. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you gotta apply for it basically, just like most of our ancestors did. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a quick commercial.
That's a quick commercial.
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
that's
No, that's a
one
good question though to start off the question
Mm-hmm.
or the conversation, because I think the first question first is you're right. That's a good point. I think we should throw the law first. What is the law first? That's a good point, because we have to know that, and then we can talk about
What's going on?
Yeah.
yes.
You know,
I think that's a meat and potato on
Right.
why
what,
they're protesting.
yeah, and all those
Yeah.
places that the ICE went
Yeah.
to target for illegal immigration. It's funny because they said Home Depot.
Yeah.
Like serious?
Like
I didn't know that.
employers, they went to the
Yeah.
employers. I mean,
They went to home.
but see, it's all about this is all enabled by greed, right? You
Okay.
want cheap labor,
Yeah.
so you just look the other way when you know.
There,
Yeah.
Yes, there's one part.
Human nature.
I forgot what news saying this was. California relies on illegal workers, some certain percent, and it's really high
Specifically, illegal workers.
for labor.
Okay.
For labor,
Okay.
and you always hear this time and time again.
Yeah,
Well, if they're not there, who's gonna pick this? Who's
Yeah, yeah.
gonna do this?
Yeah.
Well, because we don't want to do it.
Right.
That's I don't know. And that's what
Yeah.
the conversation was
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can I
Yeah,
interject on that first?
yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Because I think I'm gonna answer that because I hear that too all the time. Like, who's gonna pick this? Who's gonna do this? This is what I say, right? Again, I can only refer back on my experience, in our experience actually in this case. Remember when we were in the army, and then you you feel bad leaving your positions, like, oh man, if I'm not here, I don't know what's gonna happen here,
Yeah.
and then whatever,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But guess what?
Somebody picks up.
Someone's gonna freaking pick that job
Yeah.
up. You know what I mean?
The army gonna keep rolling along.
And then I learned that at the end, and I'm gonna, just to close out my point. My point is, because I was part of that. Like, I thought I was the guy that they needed.
Yeah.
I'm the guy. Like, without me, nothing's gonna work. No, hell no. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
You leave the next day. Guess what?
Somebody's there.
What's that? Army goes rolling along.
Yeah.
Yep.
Somebody's there.
Right. So that's my point on that is.
Yeah.
I think someone's gonna pick it up.
Well, do you want to eat?
Someone is gonna pick it up.
Right?
You need a job. Yeah.
Yeah. The homeless put them to work.
There you go.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, maybe some of them probably don't have a job because of that.
And my point is like, how about us that went here legally, that we broke our backs, paid so much money, and people
Swam across.
swim across. You get a cramp,
That's a long
almost
way.
drown.
That's a long way, man.
Yeah,
Man.
but
Well, you're closer. Hawaii?
That is true.
yeah,
Yeah, well, I stopped by Guam first.
Okay.
you rode the dolphin. But yeah, it's not fair for
Sea
us.
turtles.
I mean, I do feel bad for them though. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you call that? I guess I'm with you completely with the law, right? I am completely. But when and there are
Circumstances.
it's just their situation is so tough because I do feel bad for them because I'm still human. I'm
Yeah.
gonna feel bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel bad about them, and they are hard worker. I get it. They're not doing anything illegal.
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. Right. I'm just wish that they did it the right way.
Right.
You know,
Am I making sense?
it does. It does.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or don't elect somebody that won't help you.
Let-
If you're in Mexico and you elect somebody that don't help you anyway, then why
Yeah.
the fuck are you
I mean,
vote?
this goes across.
Yeah.
This goes across even for our fellow Filipinos
Yeah.
that go here and then they disappear, right?
Oh, yeah, I know
TNT.
you're talking about-
They disappear.
Yeah.
They start working.
Yeah, for your Filipinos, they call it TNT.
Yeah.
TNT.
And everybody has a story.
Right.
Everybody has a story, a reason why, and all those reasons, are personal reasons, and
Yeah.
some of them are, dude, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I do. I'm fortunate enough
Yeah.
that
You didn't have to.
I didn't have to. We went to the legal process to do it. Was it easy? Was it right away?
Yeah,
No.
pretty sure
No.
that. Yeah.
Hell no, it wasn't.
Took years, right?
Years.
Almost 15,
Yeah.
right?
It's actually pretty good for some people.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't know about it until it was time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But anyhow, I just want to put it out there, like, yeah, I do feel for it. I wish that everybody has that path that they could be here legally. And I believe there are some
Yeah.
ways from just coming over and then applying for something.
Someone said. I saw
Yeah,
that somewhere.
I wish I know. I'm not really well versed
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that some say asylum or something
Right.
like
Oh
that.
yeah.
I don't know
Like
the whole
after a
thing.
few years, they figured out a way to be
Right.
legal.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it,
Yes.
yeah.
And you have to follow certain
Yeah.
rules, policies, whatever,
Yeah.
check-ins or something.
Yeah.
And I wish I knew more about it.
Yeah.
But there's programs out there
Yeah.
for people that are illegal to
Yeah.
become legal. Now,
Right.
I don't know if now is not the time.
Probably not the right time for that.
Right.
No, I think it's too late for that.
It's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
but I want you guys actually. I did say that I want you. There's no video, but I just saw
Police
a
are on
video.
standby as protesters
And
are.
this is the video, and I'm gonna set it up. And I want you guys to watch this video and tell me what you guys think.
Tell me why.
Tell me why. Here we go.
Are expected to organize in Dallas this evening. Our Rebecca Lopez is live with what we know about their plans. Rebecca?
Well, I've been talking to Dallas police, and what they're telling me is that they're not expecting a large crowd tonight. They are expecting more people tomorrow. Last night and today, they did meet with Latino leaders to work together to try to keep these protests peaceful. Now, tonight's group is protesting ICE raids across the nation where undocumented people are being...
Let's pause that. So you protesting to not kick people out of the United States and go back to those country where they come from.
Yeah.
And you protest waving a different country's flag. I don't get it.
Now, tonight's group is protesting ICE raids across the nation
Did
where
you see that?
undocumented...
No, I think they're waving it in their defense. I think they're waving it to show support, because that's what they're supporting, basically.
They're supporting Mexico.
They're supporting the Mexican people, the illegals that they're trying to pick up.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why they're waving the flag.
But they burned some flags.
American flag?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, that's wrong. I mean, what are you trying to really do, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, are you...
I mean, if you're so
If you-
disgusted with this,
And that's what I don't get about this protest. They're kind of oxymoron in a way. You know what I mean? Like, when
Yeah.
you're protesting, okay, I get it. Which actually ties into my topic.
Look at that. This is in
Anti-ICE
Seattle.
protesters torching American flags and barricading the driveways of a federal
Can you
building in
relieve this
downtown
shit?
Seattle.
This is
Some of
to
them
This is
remained
downtown
camped
Seattle,
outside
huh?
overnight with more rallies planned in the days ahead. We know at least two
Shit,
people
this
were
happening in
possibly
Seattle?
arrested and
It's in Seattle.
anticipate potential charges to drop as civil unrest pits protesters against police and the federal government. Police used pepper spray and less lethal weapons on demonstrators after things got out of hand. This building houses the immigration court in Seattle and has been the site of several recent anti-ICE protests. At one
keep
point,
doing
more
that.
than
That's okay.
100
You can do that.
people gathered
It's okay.
You can
outside
do
the
that.
building
You can
to make
protest.
their
Yeah.
voices heard. The evening ending with
But doing
protesters
that-
burning
that-
two American flags.
I cannot.
Yeah, I don't know what they're...
If I see somebody burning the American flag in front of me, somebody's gonna have a fucking fist in their face.
Yeah, that's
that's a little too much.
a little too much. I guess.
So that's my
Yeah,
one of my
no, I get you.
grievances.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I guess they're exercising their rights in a way.
Yeah, but
Well,
what
yeah.
he said
In a way,
when he said like if you don't like the U.S.
the U.S. policy.
don't burn the flag, just get out.
Yeah. It's actually it's plain and simple. I get it. Yeah, It's pretty straightforward. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like going into. I think this is how I put it. Okay, it's like you coming into my house,
Right.
and if you don't like my rule, you got two options.
You
either
can go.
stay or go home.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's how I see this situation. Like, you know what I mean? Again, I'm saying it again for the people out there. Whatever you
let me make it in a funny way.
Yeah.
Your house is no shoe house when you walk in.
There you go. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Everybody takes off their shoes.
Take shoes. Yeah, that's the policy.
That's the policy.
That's the law. Yeah.
But you will have some visitors
Yeah.
that are so blinded
Yeah.
to see all the shoes off and see everybody in socks.
And then you buy yourself.
And then they still walk through
Yeah.
with their shoes.
Yeah.
And then you,
Yeah.
as a policymaker,
Yeah.
are in disbelief.
Like what the
I'm
hell?
like, do I let them know?
Yeah.
Or would somebody else let them know?
Yeah.
Or do I let it be?
You call the enforcer.
Yeah. That's true.
The
so
cops.
you don't do anything.
Yeah.
You let it be.
No.
Then the next visitor comes.
Right. And then they're gonna.
Sees
keep
the
doing-
pile of shoes.
Yeah.
Sees
One.
out of 50 guests
Wow,
with
one.
no shoes, one with shoe,
Yeah.
and they go, oh,
I
I
can do
guess
it."
it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point, man. Very good point. Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. Very good point.
It's funny point
Yeah.
though.
It only takes one.
It takes one.
to fuck it up, basically.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It takes one.
You know what I mean?
It takes one.
That's a very good point. And I think those two views that I made and Rihelio's point, I mean, those are like just simple ways of seeing this. I don't know if everybody else seeing it that way. That one, yeah.
It's
not
a
sure.
mint. It's a mint.
It's mint.
Yeah,
It's a mint.
It's not Viagra, okay? It's mint.
Yeah.
It's blue, but it's a mint.
Maybe we can sponsor us.
Whoa.
No,
Not
it's
yet,
Japanese.
not yet.
I don't speak Japanese.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
you
you
go.
have tariff on that thing?
I bought this before the tariff. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think people needs to realize that
Whose house you in?
the sovereignty of the country depends on this.
Yeah.
If you just let everybody in,
Yeah.
then what do you have a country for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or
What's the prestige of
and
being
for that
American?
matter, like Rogelio said, if you're gonna let people in and then do what they say,
Well,
then America is not gonna be America.
and then I was just thinking, I'm trying to go back to
Yeah.
like the Great Migration
Yeah.
Right.
when everybody was going to Paris Islands, like really signing in.
Yeah.
They didn't have visas, but they had to sign in.
They still do the process.
Yeah,
It's still a process.
They had
Still
to
a
sign in.
process. Process is process.
Yeah.
I think that's the point. That's why we keep repeating ourselves, because really the point is just do it the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I
'Cause,
mean?
there's a
What-
lot of
why protesting for what? Like
a lot of people are always thinking about
stolen land and stuff like that.
the border is man-made, right? So
Okay.
so a lot of nature activists or whatnot, like the planet is free, you should be able to go anywhere, but they don't understand the sovereignty piece, right? Of a country against another country, it's a tribe versus a tribe. If you let illegal or occupants just go through whatever, right?
Yeah.
Can I get another minute?
Whichever which way. Yeah.
Whatever which way, and
It's really good.
yeah, I know it's great. It's very minty. Then you don't have the ability to control your people.
No. Yeah.
You know,
Let me.
well,
let
not
me-
control, but
let me add,
govern.
No, let me add. You may run out of your own resources trying to help them out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right.
it's already happening.
Yeah. Because everything is allotted. Because if it's not counted for, I know what you're saying. Because if you bought 10 cheeseburger for 10 people, and then you get these 2 snuffies came out of nowhere, what the fuck are they gonna eat?
Yeah,
They gotta eat somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's cheeseburger is gonna get stolen.
I mean, look, these are funny examples.
I know, but it's so many ways to put it.
Yeah, let's-
But it's in a more common sense and easy to understand.
yeah,
And-
because it's hard. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to offend or
Yeah.
diminish everybody's hardships.
Right.
I don't. I
No,
don't.
no. And I mean, we said it earlier. I mean,
Yeah.
I do feel bad for them.
I do.
mean,
I
get
do.
it. Yeah.
But that there's policies and rules for a reason.
Yeah.
For a reason.
Yeah.
And if that poll was correct about California relying on a high percentage of workers, undocumented workers,
Yeah.
so they could do
Yeah.
profit.
Right.
they just shot themselves in the
Well,
foot.
no, that's also called a different kind of law breaking.
Oh yeah. That's kind of illegal.
That is true.
It's
illegal.
all about greed, man.
Yeah.
But behind every situation, there is an underlying cause, right?
Yeah.
And if you look at, I shouldn't be saying this, but if you look at every politician, every people that's, in power, they always do things to make a profit, to make things better for them and their family and their grandchildren.
Are you saying DEM or THEM? I'm just kidding.
I'm Filipino. I might spell it that way. But it's all if you think about it, you put yourself in that situation, right? Why do you want to be a politician? If you say to yourself that I want to be a politician to serve my country and help people in this country to be better at their life, and then you look at your bank account and you have millions and billions of dollars, there's something wrong.
Say the name.
Yeah.
Peloton. But you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like the in being in office is not an office that people will rise you up. You didn't earn that. You know, people voted for you because you're likable,
You're
right?
supposed to be representing
You're
me.
supposed to work for me.
Yeah.
You know, you represent what I need and what I want and what's better for me, right? As a citizen of the United States. But if you make more money than I do, that's not right. And there's a I forgot what country it is. There's this president of this country, and he embodies servitude, right?
You're talking about
You know what I'm talking about?
the one that was a taxi driver.
Yep. He was
Yes.
a taxi driver.
He's a taxi driver.
But he's the president of that country.
That's how he earns his living.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know this.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he wanted to serve to make other people's lives better.
To make the country better,
Yep.
basically.
Yeah.
Now that's servitude.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on right now with all these politicians.
I think it's I mean it's progress. It just didn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
I mean we've seen it
Yeah.
years coming. Maybe we just didn't acknowledge it then, and now we're seeing, you know, the after effects. This is what it is.
And the one thing I'd say about all these politicians that's very, very dirty, karma's a bitch. Karma is a bitch.
No, I think what they need to do really is being consistent with the law. I think the problem is if you're not consistent, and then when someone actually, I think that's what's happening too, right? I think, I don't know. You know, if they are just all the same with the law, that's the law is, regardless if you're Democrat or Republican,
You follow.
I think whatever the law is should be the law, right?
Yeah, we're a country of laws.
But the problem is if there's no consistency on enforcing it,
If you're picking and
then when
choosing,
someone actually enforce it, then it becomes a problem.
you're right.
Or
You're right.
we have to find a loophole.
Yep.
know, yeah. But you know what I mean? Like-
happens. And that's politicians, man.
I know, but they need to all be the same. Just, you know, I think I know they won't. Nobody will ever, because you said it's politician, right?
Yeah.
It's politics. It's called politics for a reason.
You don't run for office to not make money. You run for office to make money off of back of people that's voting for you.
They just need to enforce the law.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking. Yeah. Regardless if you're Democrat or Republican.
Yeah, oh,
Whether
man.
you like it or not.
I still don't agree with the two-party system, but I understand the purpose of it.
Yeah.
But I wish there was just all Americans. Just vote who you feel like the most competent and most deserving to assist us to be a better country.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, regardless of, or even again, I'm going back to again. Even if they, I just want them to enforce the law. That's it. The same way across the board. You know what I mean? Whether
Because if I get pulled over for running 61 miles per hour on a 60 mile per hour highway,
Watch out. ICE might pull you over.
I know. They can pull me over. I'm legal. I got my citizenship. So.
Do you carry your certificate?
Of course.
show me
It's
military
called
ID.
my
I
military
wonder
ID.
if they actually, I was about to say, like, show your military
Yeah.
ID. I wonder if they actually, like, the hell is this?
Yeah. And that's one
know.
thing that the other people don't understand, that all they do is complain, talk, right? And, keyboard warriors. But us and the rest of the military folks, we actually served and defended the Constitution of the United States. And then we don't say anything. We don't say much.
No.
We do say something, but not much.
And just for the viewers out there, not all military members are always one side.
Right.
There's multiple sides in the military.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They
So don't think that, we're all we think the same. Hell no.
are. No.
But we
Not
learn to communicate.
Yeah.
But that's what
We get along.
No, what I'm saying is, but you know what? Again, I'm gonna use that. But at the end of the day, we all follow the same rules and
Right.
regulations.
Yeah.
And that's my point. That's the point I'm trying to make is the military, because like Rogelio said, we all freaking don't like we never like the same thing,
No.
No.
but we all follow the same freaking rule.
Oh, yeah.
I know one thing that we all like before. 4-day weekends.
Oh, yeah.
Now you miss it, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I only get 3 days now.
Oh yeah, contract. Oh.
The federal.
Imagine
I have to put in leave.
earning 2.5 days.
I know for leave. Oh my goodness.
Well, I only get like 4 hours per paid.
What the
Damn, I wish
heck?
I can get 30 days leave again a year.
I wish.
Oh, man.
30 days.
I remember that. I took
Oh,
3 months
and
one
then,
time.
And remember, you're earning. Oh, you got use or lose. What?
Like what? I had to go on leave?
I gotta
You
go
have
and
to.
leave.
Like,
Yeah.
Can I just save it?
What's that? What was use or lose?
That's a crazy
90 days?
Over 60.
2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a crazy
anything
problem.
over 60 is use or lose.
Since I retired, I've never seen anything over 14. Actually, over 7.
Yeah, it's
Hey.
crazy.
I've already used half of it.
Sorry to change the topic.
I'm sorry.
It's all right, but that's there you have, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed that thing. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be better. Let's be better.
Be better.
All right, until next time.
Better together.
Yeah,
Together.
let's all pick it together.
Yeah.
That's right.
Please don't forget. Hit that like button. Hit it.
It is
Hit it.
what
Hit
it
it.
is.